And here's a quick preview of the app we'll be building with Claude Code and the iOS built on React Native. So in this tutorial, we'll walk through all the steps required to build this type of app. So in this video, we'll be working on building a habit streak tracker. And it's a very simple app that will run on iOS. And what it will do, it will allow you each day to tap on a button that the habit has been done that day. It will visualize for you to see all the streak of how many days in a row you've been doing your habit. If the day is missed, then it resets, and it's just a nice, simple app to explain or show how easy it is to build apps these days with Claude Code. And I just want to see what is the least amount of prompts or feedback I need to give to Claude Code in order to build this app. So let's get started. I'll try to type the commands here live and not just do research of the most optimal one, but give you kind of like a real life situation where you'll be just thinking about what you need to do next and telling Claude what to do. From this spec, what I'll go ahead, like I know I want to build it on React Native. This is a platform which I used in the past. I've deployed some apps using it to the App Store, so I want to reuse the same knowledge I've had there. I'll say to Claude, come up with a plan to develop this app and save the plan to a spec.md, and Claude will go and do its thing. Let me make it a little bit bigger. So it's reading some files, and what it'll do is it'll create a spec file for us, which will become kind of like the process that we will follow in order to build this app. Okay, so now let's see. It created the new spec MD file. I like to make these spec MD files because it allows me to save thought process of what went into um, during the planning phase of the project. So again, language is going to be JavaScript, and we're going to use the create expo app. We'll do some async local storage, so there's no database, just to keep it simple. The data model is just a list of dates, very simple. Here it gives us a bit of a layout of what it's going to look like. So the number of days of the streak, the button that we want to click on, and the calendar grid. Gives us a bit of a file structure of how it's going to maintain the files, and then the build phases. So it's going to set up static layout, create a static layout using the Expo app, install the dependencies. Basically, it will do all these different steps. Start developing the app based on the plan. And what it will do is it will go into the development of this app. This process usually takes about 10 minutes or so. I will keep recording it and then just kind of fast forward the process just to get you an idea of what it takes and what decisions I might have to make. Here's an example. So it's already trying to run a command and it's asking me if I'm okay with it, if I approve it. I'll just say yes to it. So it's trying to install some dependencies into the project. The async storage sounds good to me. So here's one question which really, to make things easier, I will just say allow all edits during the session. And what it will do is anytime it wants to create a file, it will go ahead and create it and not ask us each time if we approve individual files one by one. CLI of the Claude Code is working. The green is what's being added and the red is what's being removed. So there's a bit of a diff situation happening, which is nice to see while it's working. So far it's been running for about 2 minutes, and it's saying that it's already on phase 5, which is the Polish phase, which is quite impressive. So now it says that it was able to build cleanly with 0 errors. So the streak tracker project has been created. From what it says is that we can run it by going into streak tracker and then doing npx start, split the screen. I like to run the servers or apps in a separate window because that way I can continue working with Claude Code. You can also ask Claude Code to run the command for you, but then it will be a background process, and background processes generally are a little bit harder to follow and maintain. This is the Expo window. It's asking us basically what we want to do, if we want to see Android or iOS. So by clicking I, now if I press on I, it should open the iOS simulator on the device, OS X device, and we should be able to see the app running. So it's gonna run it on 16 Pro, and now it's booting the app and it's installing. And there it is, our new streak tracker. There's our app, looks pretty cool. So let's try it out. If I press +1, streak has been done for that day. This is our app that we built with React Native. I'm not going to go into the publishing process because that is covered extensively on the YouTube channels everywhere. So now that you have this app, you can build and publish it. Now maybe I just quickly want to go through and see what it created for us in terms of files. I mean, what did Claude Code do that is so useful to us? So now if we go, we have the streak tracker, and then we have some components. We have a component for the calendar grid. The code looks very clean. So the index loads app, and then app loads all of our different components, and this is the view that manages it. Add a footer note to sign the developer as Danny Schulman, and also have a link that explains how the app works and some FAQ in that will open from a modal. What I want to do is have here a signature and some help or link that will open a modal and explain the app. Let's see what it will do now. Now the app is already running in Expo. So Claude is essentially figuring out which files to work on, what the context is of the app, and it's adding a new footer file, and in that footer we'll have the additional things. So here it is, it's live reloading, which is very nice, that you can right away test what it did. And here you go, we have the how it works and the FAQs. Very impressive, I might say, how quickly and easily this was added to the app. And I think that covers the general idea of developing iOS apps with Claude Code on using Claude Code CLI. And we could see that it's quite easy. You don't need to use a third party to develop. You can just connect to Claude Code yourself and run the CLI or like the VS Code plugin or the WebStorm plugin or whatever you want, but you don't necessarily have to go to like a service like Lovable or whatnot, just to do this, because it's much faster. If you go directly, you're cutting out the middle person who's trying to kind of put an abstraction layer over the um, the Claude Code itself, and sell it to you as like a easy to start platform. As you could see, like in 1 hour, we were able to set up this app and be ready for building. Of course, I've had some prerequisites already set up, like Node.js. I already had Xcode. I also had the Claude Code CLI installed before, so I did do some setup ahead of time just because I'm using it for development. But those are also pretty simple to set up a development environment these days. There's so much help out there. So if you're thinking of building an iOS app, I do recommend this approach because it also allows you to deploy it to Android. So it becomes one code base for both iOS and Android, which is quite nice, and saves you a lot of time, and it makes your app appear in both marketplaces, the iOS and Android one. So I hope you liked it. Follow me, contact me if you have any questions. If you need an app developed, or if you are a charity and you're looking to have an app developed for your charity, I would love to come in and help out. Um, yeah, or if you're a business, then as well. But also, I'm interested to know if you have any questions, so leave a comment in the video. Thank you and goodbye.